couldn't believe what happened. As soon as the word left his mouth, everybody in the room went quiet. And everybody was looking at him. And I'm like, dude, you can't say that. Only they can say that. We were all quiet. And that is the last time my buddy Bill tried to speak Chinese in a Chinese restaurant ever again. Because the poor guy had a lisp. So there was no way he could get those sounds out. Anyway,
there for a second.
How you guys doing?
You know, I said I needed a beer, but I think I'm with Joe. I need a coffee after that one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Have a coffee and a beer. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, we can have an Irish coffee. It's almost the season. Get a little candy cane stir in there. Make it festive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got my new drink of choice, which is now a vodka, soda, and lime, and nothing is better than that right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You know what I'm so happy about right now? I am on live with T-Man. T-Man Hercules. T-Man he's a celebrity. Oh, T-Man, show him your muscles, T-Man.
Hercules.
Hey, you remember growing up, your mom used to be so proud. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at my baby. Like, show him your muscles. You'd be like, ah. I didn't expect T-Man to actually do it, though.
and suddenly we have the Nutty T-Fesser. As our guest said, it is Friday night. It's one of our favorite nights of the week, if not our most favorite night of the week. And we are coming at you live once again on YouTube. If you're joining us live, make sure you pop in that chat. Make sure, if you're liking what we're putting out, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can see when we go live, because there's some news on that coming up soon. And make sure you hit the like button. Slam that like button.
Right now.
Yeah. And so joining me tonight is the usual cast of characters, sans Matty Mouse, who is winding down from his Disneyland adventures. We'll have him back next week. Oh boy, everybody! And I believe did he record another Disneyland toy hunt for you? Or Disney World? No?
Not this time. Not that I know of, anyway.
Well, that's a shame. I like seeing those.
I told him to just have fun.
Yeah.
He had his son there.
Yeah, I like living vicariously through his Disney World adventures. So, joining me tonight, as I said, is the usual cast of characters. We have true Starscreamer. I'm not going to call you Stud Screamer. Ew.
Well, you know,
his head just inflated.
Yeah, man.
No. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. It was because I was putting up a picture, and unfortunately, I missed the stud. And the hole in the wall, it just caused me. Anyway.
How you doing tonight?
Glad to be here.
I sucked all that thunder out from you by messing up your name.
Straight up.
It's been a crazy week. For those who don't know my real life, I do the outdoor furniture, but I also sell fireplaces. And it's North Carolina.
Just say it. I sell propane and propane accessories. I'll tell you what.
Anyway, no. It's just the weather gets below 45 degrees, and my job goes insane, and I'm surviving it. I'm weathering the weather, but I got you guys here, so I'm happy.
Alex, don't be joning on my drink, man. That's my drink. That's my import, man. You probably like those nasty drinks, Alex. No, I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat.
Shout
out to my imports, man.
Shout out to Alex in the chat. Like I said, if you're watching this live, make sure you pop that live chat, because we will be messing around with you tonight.
We like our imports on our shelves and in our bottles.
That's right. That's right. You know what's up, David. David know what the deal is. God dang it.
Man, look at all that.
Well, we'll get to that haul in just a moment here. Next up on the panel is Joe Crab. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm I'm tired. We had a little family gathering here tonight, and I already had a couple drinks, and it started hitting me really bad. So now I switched to coffee. Hopefully, I can make it through the next couple hours.
Hold up, Joe. Let me catch up to you, buddy. Don't sober up yet.
Got a Keurig this week. Next up on the panel is, you know him, you love him, you click on his videos. It's T-Man 978. How you doing, man?
Hi, everybody. Is that really Joe? I'm not used to him without his glasses.
It is.
Boy, people without their glasses look like mass murderers, man.
I get that all the time.
I wear glasses sometimes.
Uh-oh. And he always has them off, so that might be bad.
It's crazy how that works out, because it's like people that don't normally wear glasses all the time, then they put on glasses. It look like they're trying to be smart.
It's like when Homer Simpson has like the glasses on, you know, and he just gives that blank stare, like.
Right.
Next up on our panel is tonight's special guest. It is George Johnson, Plastic Addict, one of the Syndicate founders and the host of the channel Plastic Addict on YouTube. How are you doing tonight, man?
Man, I am doing good, man. I'm happy to be here. I am so happy to be here.
We are happy to have you. And we like that you bring in the enthusiasm. My girlfriend actually texted me a minute ago, and she goes, I popped into the show. What happened to... Oh, that's not T-Man.
It's like, hold on, when y'all get two black guys? Hold on, let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, you got two now.
Yeah, well, that's what I think she was implying. Like,
oh,
no, and you know what? You know what, Jordan? You know what makes it worse? He wore the same damn shirt as me. Like, I understand that that's my brother and everything, but you ain't got to be dressing like me too, man. It's crazy, man.
What y'all can do is, like, we'll just take a screenshot. We'll sell the before and after to some diet pill company. And that's how we'll fund the podcast for the next 12 months.
Yo, hey, I swear I want to be the after picture, though. Please.
Well, no, you be the
Do you lack and suffer from a skinny beard? Well... lack no more. Like, man, this beard really got skinny.
And of course, I'm doing fantastic. Being here with all you guys tonight.
How you doing, Zero?
Yeah, thank you. I've had a long week. Anybody that's that follows me on the Facebooks, I did something big today. I put in a bid on a house, so I'm hoping that goes through. And
oh man, congratulations on that, bro!
Thank you very much. So it's exciting and it's stressful, and I've been doing a lot with the realtor. I've been trying to get stuff done for the end of the year at work. So I'm trying to take all of my tiredness and convert it into enthusiasm tonight. And then we got some cool stuff to talk about. We got a big announcement. We're gonna get through. Well, actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll get that out of the way now. So, you know, traditionally we've done the show on Friday night, and you know, at first, you know, when we had our buddy Adrian here, it worked out because of the timing in Australia, and for all of us right now, and on the show's cast, we've decided that moving to Thursday nights is something that we all want to do. We want to move there when we have our Friday night open, and anybody that wants to listen to the show, they still can on Friday, because the show will be available on Podbean, on YouTube, on iTunes, and Google Play. So if you want to listen on Friday nights or any point of the weekend, you still can. If you want to join us live, we'll be going live Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. Starting next week. That's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Pacific time. And of course, we'll still be doing things like the B-sides. As Matt gets back, we'll be doing other stuff on the channel as usual. Just the show will be moving to Thursdays at 9. Another thing to announce, too, is that on Thanksgiving, we will actually be taking a break. So we might have a B-side that week. We might have some bonus content. But the podcast proper will be taking off for the holiday and enjoying all that. So...
Hey, Nightwing said you about to get poor, man.
I know.
You about to be house poor.
So, yeah. Well, you know.
Hey, Zero's doing well for himself. Night Wingdom one, he's doing well for himself. Don't get it twisted now.
That's okay.
This Night Wingdom out plan, buddy.
The exciting thing is, I'll finally have a I plan on getting some Billy shelves and all this stuff spread out proper. I want to get something going like my buddy Bobby Skullface. I really have always admired his displays. He's got a beautiful set up in his basement, and I've got a lot of shit on these shelves. And so I'm pretty sure when I spread it all out, it'll look even better, and it won't look, If Robert Detolf could see how I've got some of this stuff, I'm sure I'd get an earful. And I really look forward to getting everything set up on Billy's. I'm going to move like Figuarts and Shigokin stuff that I have in storage into the Detolfs, and it's going to be good.
Heck yeah.
Grimlock says, agreed. I was going to say custom cabinets, but don't want to tell you what to do. Yeah, I do want to get some sort of custom cabinets down the line, but Billy's are definitely going to be where I'm going to start, just so I can get 6 of them or so and really have like my masterpiece collection and my IDW MMC stuff kind of spread out and looking nice. And, maybe I'll be house poor, but at least I'm still going to have like, an old masterpiece and every now and then a third-party figure in the budget. So
is the custom cabinets like, all right, so I know everybody moves their collections like in stairs, right? So first you start off in the little cheap Walmart, little fixer-upper, $20 ones, right? Okay? Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong at the end of this, right? And then after that, then you got the Walmart shelves that just cost $30, and that takes more of an assembly process. Then we say, oh, wow, you know what? I need a Detolf with some glass, right? So you get the Detolf and you get the glass, and then you string the lights in there. And then now you're talking about custom cabinets. So you're on tier daggone 5, man. You know what I'm saying? So you are at the peak of
he's power leveling.
Yes.
Power leveling.
Yes.
He has ultimately reached super.
I mean, the other thing too is I got like I don't know how many of the 2-foot tall robots, the MAS, the Mega Action Series Optimus and Megatron.
Oh man.
Yep. That's why you need that house.
Yeah, I see 3 2-feet one right there.
Yeah, so I got the blue version of Omega. I've got Triptychon, Predaking. Yeah,
Metroplex. I wouldn't be too worried about being house poor. You know what they say? Life finds a way.
It does.
So when you suddenly find your way into this more square footage, you will find a way to fill it.
I can see you did that.
I did. I've done it twice now.
I'm just gonna crack up if it turns out like you go to his bathroom and instead of having like like the toilet paper on the wall, it's gonna be like between Metroplex's fingers.
That's a beautiful idea.
That'd be dope, though.
Yeah,
I want to do that right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea, right there.
The kitchen, the mass toys will be holding those mass toys will be holding his spices.
He's just standing
Put down the
like
Lestropex.
Yeah, don't hide that stuff. Like put that in like the guest bathroom.
So, here you're gonna do that and then take a deluxe Baldwin selfie of you on the toilet.
Oh no! I'll let him do the bathroom.
Deluxe is in the chat with us tonight. Deluxe, you gotta do that. You gotta get your Metroplex down.
I'll save Metroplex for the end of the show.
Thank you.
Moving right along. Now we got our announcements and all that awkwardness out of the way. Let's see what we got this week. True Star Screamer, starting with you. You look like you're itching to tell
I really can't say I got a haul, but I got a heck of a deal. This week was pretty slow for me, mostly again because worked my tail off. But when I was
have everything.
Well,
tell the truth, David. You got everything.
I'm still waiting for that magic to show up at Walgreens right now. That's pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I think that's pretty much it right now. The Siege hasn't started showing up, but anyway, we're not talking about that yet. I've been slowing down on the Star Wars Black series, but the last thing I had gotten was the Snoke Throne Room, but I was able to score.
Wow, dog.
$7. Now this box is torn to hell. I don't know if some paint spilled on it, and this thing got tore up. But you know what? Jeez. I don't care because this box will be thrown out because the figure is good. And the figure was $7.
We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Did you beat the shit out of that box to get the discount?
No, actually, Kira found it.
Did Kira beat the shit? Were you like, yeah, I need you to really mess up this box for Daddy?
No. She saw it. She's like, Daddy. She's like, that's $7. I'm like, well, it's the closeout. Wait, that's $7? Give me.
Dang, that Joker was $40 when it first came out, or $50, I think.
No. It was 30 something. It was like,
yeah, I think it was 35.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I live in Hawaii. Our prices in Hawaii is different from the prices on the mainland. That Joker was $40, man. I bought that at $40.
Now, can
and
you know,
like Marvel, like Legends and stuff like that. Our prices here in Hawaii, Legends are $22 before tax.
Wow. Yeah.
Before GameStop, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. If you see my hunts, you'll see the prices. You'll be like, "Oh God, why is he hunting? What is he doing? Why is he not an online hunter? What is he doing? He's stupid."
He's making everyone thankful.
But so that's my haul of a very cheap Kylo Ren, and I am happy.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. True Star Streamer coming in with a major discount.
Grimlock comes in the chat. He says, "Yeah, and you also get to live near active volcanoes."
Well, actually, I live on the island of Oahu. We have 0 volcanoes here. The stuff y'all see on the news, that is other islands abroad. Hawaii got, I don't know how many islands, like 6 or so islands. I thank God I don't live on none of them.
Yeah, I got a hijack for 2 seconds. My brother was actually running the Honolulu Children's Theater for a number of years.
Yeah, that's where I live. I live in Honolulu, and I live right down the street from that theater you're talking about.
Yeah, his wife wrote an entire play in Pidgin.
Yeah, what in Pidgin? That's ghetto. Don't y'all know Pidgin? Pidgin in Hawaii is actually Ebonics, and if we was to put it into terms that everybody understand, that is broken. That is broken English.
And she wrote an entire play in it.
Oh my God. That's like writing the entire play in Ebonics.
So
that's crazy.
But yeah, so coolness. All right, I'll let you go.
No, I was just piggybacking off of you, brother.
Next on the list, Joe, what did you get this week?
I got one piece this week, just like True Star Streamer, and that is the Dyson model Saitama.
Cool.
Which is
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. Other than the hips, which are really kind of odd, it's a pretty neat. I actually think it's kind of like on par, but maybe it does some things better than the Figma version, but most things not. But it's mostly on par. Yeah, so I ordered that. I ordered that and Genos at the same time from the same eBay seller, and I got this in the mail, and I was instantly like, wait a minute, I only got one. Why didn't I get Genos? So I have still yet to receive a reply from the seller, even though when I go on my eBay, it says combined shipping, both of them in the same package.
I see you got another One Punch Man over your left shoulder right there on that top shelf, too.
Oh, so that's the 1/6. Who makes that? 30? 3016.
Oh, 3016.
Yeah, with all the soft goods. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man.
And I have the Genos with that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all I got this week.
You ever thought about dressing up like a One Punch Man?
Me? I would have to shave.
I mean, you would, yeah, but
yeah. I've thought about it. I think I could pull it off.
Yeah.
Look like a kid for a week.
Mm-hmm. I'll wait till it gets hot again. I'm gonna keep this beard going for the winter, and then I'll shave again in the spring.
So is everybody doing no shave November?
I mean, technically, I shaved mine off for Halloween, and that was.
Oh yeah. Hey, okay. So has anybody ever heard? Right. Okay, we all heard of no shave November, right? We all heard of that. You know where I'm going with this.
I know.
Have you heard of No Nut November? Anybody heard that?
Not
so the whole month of November, you're not supposed to.
Not until Mike was trying to do it.
Yeah, man.
I would look like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining when the November 30th version rolled around. I'm just telling you right now. I'd be like, in this probably wouldn't be.
Hey, look. But I ain't even trying to have my head explode, Jordan. I'm just trying to tell you, man, I got to do what I got to do. I'm not down for that. I'm not down for the cause, baby. I'm just not down.
South Park, where the internet went down for everybody.
Stan Marsh. I knew that. I knew you were going there.
Yeah, it was Randy Marsh, Stan's dad, and
yeah. It was a ghost. Look at all the ectoplasm.
Yeah, it's a spooky ghost.
Or you could end up like Costanza, and you could all of a sudden have like a huge IQ.
Well, look, you know what? That's not healthy for one thing, man. That's not healthy to have a no nut in a month. It's a scientific fact. It's science.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, for the month of November, we are not shooting for monetization.
That's why I suggested that we do this.
Hey, look.
Lost thing.
Hey, fellas, you should already know it. If y'all invited me over here on this joker, you ain't going to be monetized. The plastic addicts in the building, all monetization's out the window, Jack.
I'm going to open up the snipping tool right now and just take a screenshot from Google.
It said, T-Man, don't invite your friend here ever again. Fucking plastic addict. Fuck were you thinking, T-Man?
Hey, as long as your audio's good, you're good with me, man.
Oh, man.
I think we put T on the spot in this episode more than ever.
Yeah.
I haven't even shown my toys yet.
Well, what did you get this week, man?
Whip it out.
Randomly, I just decided to go into Ross, and you know how Ross brings in a bunch of toys for the holidays. This isn't for me, but I found this for Nate Simmons. I don't know if he's able to be in the show.
He's in the chat.
Tonight. Well, spoiler alert for anybody that follows Nate.
So that's the last night Bumblebee. That's the Wave 3 one?
Yeah.
Man. You said where you find that at Ross?
Yeah. They're only $8 in there.
I think I'm more surprised that Nate didn't have that. I think that's what I'm more surprised at. Nate has every bot ever.
He sells stuff and then gets it back again.
That's crazy. But also necessary.
But I don't think you ever found this one though. What was you saying, Dave?
Just saying, if you find a Cogman, let me know.
Well, he's getting a re-release.
Changer.
I'm about to say, man, re-release Cogman is better.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably gonna have more paint too.
But let's be honest here, folks. If you found a Cogman for $7, you're gonna pick it up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
That's just gonna happen.
I'd take that over, the Studio Series release. But, hey.
Well, I also found this Sand Trooper, 3 3/4 inch. It was $3, so I was like, yeah. I like this little weird portal gun looking thing he has.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do a review on that.
Yeah, man. It wouldn't take long.
Basically, you paid $1.25 an inch.
Nice math.
That's not a bad charge. That's what I charge. Any way to make a couple bucks, and that's about all I get is a couple bucks, but I'll take it.
Hi-oh.
And that's it.
Oh, wow. That was a light week. I thought you got one more thing.
I didn't get nothing.
Well, what did you get, Zero?
Okay. Well, I got, I'll start out with my media. I got Incredibles today. So I got
I got Incredibles 2 too.
Yeah, you did. I know you guys wanted to see it. And I never use my digital codes. I've got like a kind of a community thing with some friends, and they already got it on digital. So I was like, because I believe in physical media still. I'm a nutcase like that. Internet's out, or Disney streaming services coming out. So now we're gonna have 3 different streaming services, 4 if you count Hulu. I'd rather just have a copy that I don't have to stream. And it's in 4K, and it's not like other people are using the internet. It's going to drop down to 1080. It's just a consistent thing. So I'm one of those weird people that still supports physical media. And rant. I ordered this a while ago.
Until after you move.
Yeah. Hey. I've always liked having DVDs and regular. I buy most of my games physical. I like having that library. I like having the display. I mean, fuck it, I'm a collector. I want to have all the stuff on the shelf. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you got money, so why not?
I wish I had more than I actually do.
He can pay
Everybody
for a
does, but you're rich, so stop lying.
Anyway, I got this was cheap on BBTS. I ordered it a while back. I think it was like $8, but it's the stands for the Red Ranger, the Green Ranger, and the upcoming White Ranger for the new released Figuarts Power Rangers.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's up a little bit higher.
Higher. You see it? And there's a lot of glare. This is a very glossy box, but I mean they're basically just Tamashii Axe stages. You get 3 of them for $8. Why not?
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
How long they have them for the rest of the Rangers?
Yeah, I know, right? So at least I got the Megazord and the Dragon Zord, and that's really all I need. I don't really think Titanus is going to sell all that well. I could be wrong, but I don't have the connection to Titanus that I do. Now, if they come out with a Tiger Zord, yeah, that I got to get. Soul Chogokin Tiger Zord. But Megazord, Dragon Zord, Titanus is, yeah.
If they do a Tiger Zord, that would mean they'd be doing... Oh, man, that would be bad.
What would be bad?
Because then that would mean they would do a Thunder Zord.
Well, potentially. I mean, I would think that they would if they're doing the White Ranger for. Well, no. I mean, Figuarts and Soul Chogokin are 2 different things.
Yeah,
but,
I
think
direct competition.
Yeah, I think the Soul Chogokin stuff's been. Well, they're not direct competition because they're all Bandai.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true that. You're right.
Now to make True Star Screamer jealous, I got these guys in on Monday. And they are actually no, I got them in on Monday or Tuesday, but they are the best official release Transformers I've bought in a long time outside of the Studio Series. Siege, Optimus, and Megatron.
Oh hell nah, dog! Get out of here, man! Oh my God! What in the world?
I think I broke our guest.
Man, what in the world's going on here, man?
Sorry, what were you saying? Jordan, what were you saying about Zero? What were you talking about being jealous?
Oh, hey, I'll trade you. I'll trade you Komodos for these guys.
Those guys are going for about $45 each. This guy was going for about $85. That's actually
Yeah, hey, you could have them now.
Extra Zero, where'd you get those toys, man?
I got these courtesy of the Chosen Prime. Brandon was kind enough to get them out to me pretty quickly.
Ding.
Ain't that a bitch?
So I believe he still has them up. Another thing I got is one of the best movie figures I think I've picked up in a long time outside of the Studio Series. Now, this one, our buddy Nate Simmons showed off last week. I've had time to mess around with him, and it's the legendary Optimus Prime. Boy. Yeah, I got him off of Amazon Japan, and he was pretty cheap on Amazon Japan. So if you're getting him anywhere, don't get him through any of the U.S. sites. Get him through Amazon Japan because he's like regular leader class price, whereas everybody else wants double that on the regular retail sites. He's great. I love the weapon integration on him. He's got like these kind of gas cans on his back, and you can actually pull this thing off, and it forms his gun, and it can also be stored underneath him in vehicle mode. So
is that getting a U.S. release?
I don't think so. And here's the thing about it is his size class is the only, like, if you're on the fence about him, his size class is the weird part because he's a leader class figure, but he's not in scale with anything. So if that bugs you, he's going to be like the same size as like the leader class Blackout on your shelf. I personally think what they should have done is made him larger, added die cast, added more paint, and just gone ahead and made him a movie masterpiece because he's close to it. And that's the
check Wei Zhang.
Well, like the way I have the Wei Zhang one, and that one's too big. That one's like, in scale with like their MPP stuff. If they had made it, the same height as the Masterpiece Prime, because he's just like a head smaller. And if they made him just a little bit bigger, they could have sold him as a movie masterpiece. If they made him with better materials, and I think then he would be like selling out left and right.
Hey, for Siege Optimus, he tried the stuff on one of those enigmas in his chest cavity.
I have not, but I can give it a go right now. Let's see. I've got
stuff him.
Yo, Extra Zero always gets stuff early, but man,
not always.
Man, most of the time, I'm gonna say 80% of the time, man. It's crazy how he be finding stuff. He's a better toy hunter than you are, T man.
Yeah, you can kind of get it. If you didn't have the head on it, you could get it in there. So you could probably get one of the enigmas from like he goes in there without the head.
Sweet.
And last but not least, I got this for a really good price too. It's the Realization Darth Maul, and it's basically a version of Darth Maul done in a kind of a Ronin Shinobi style. It's a really neat one-off figure.
Yeah, boy.
And Amazon had him for steal, and I was like,
Yeah, he is clean. I own like 3 or 4 of those Realizations, but only the Marvel ones though.
Okay, so you got like Spider-Man,
Deadpool,
Wolverine.
Yeah, I still need to pick up that red suit Spidey, but Deadpool and Iron Man and what am I miscounting? That's all that's coming to my mind.
These are really interesting figures too, because they feel kind of like way more durable than your standard fig art. They don't have the articulation of fig arts that have, but they kind of feel like Marvel Legends plastic.
Well, I haven't messed around with the Star Wars one, but the Marvel ones feel like they got like heft to them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, this has heft. I mean, it feels like if the Marvel Legends plastic was made in a little larger figure, like the soft goods on here kind of feel like what Marvel Legends or the Black Series would use.
Oh yeah.
I would love some kind of media using that one. I mean, I would even take like a throwaway, like they made like a Dynasty Warriors Gundam game. Yeah. So if Bandai could throw in with the same people and basically make a Dynasty Warriors game using those character designs, I would be all over that.
I'm going to go on a little rant here, because this is the last thing I got. We'll get to George in a second. I would like to see, they do it for Marvel all the time and DC. They do like the what ifs and everything, right? And obviously DC is different than Marvel, but why not do like one-off Star Wars stories? Like, why not do like a Star Wars anime that's done with like that steampunk Ronin design?
I'll be down for that. But you know what, Extra Zero? A lot of folks will not be down for that, because I'm gonna tell you, out of this figure community that we belong to, right? And everybody has subscribers, and everybody is into groups, right, on Facebook and so on and what have you. Have you noticed that when people post Realization, or even if you see people post, because I don't even really see people post those manga Realization figs. It's me, you, and like 3 other people I know that actually own them. If someone's in the chat, speak up now. I would love to see how many people actually own them, because a lot of folks don't really care for them, but the line is striving.
Yeah. Like at least in the U.S., they probably overseas. They probably are really popular, but
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like in Japan or something like that. I would figure it.
Let's put it this way: Japan. After what happened with Solo, which was a decent Star Wars movie about decent stuff, and people still did a backlash on that one, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one thing. I think the backlash from like Solo and from and we're not going to go into anything with Episode 8 tonight, but I think a lot of that, when people are like upset about things impacting the continuity, right? If they were to do a one-off that was not in canon, Because people love the EU, and they still go back and read the EU material. I think if you were to do something that was considered to be like non-canon, outside the universe as an experiment, I think that would be a really awesome thing to see, and I think people might actually buy into it and would be accepting of it if it weren't part of the continuity.
I don't know, Extra Zero. I think it's a crapshoot on their side of the house, because figures will give you an inside look on how well a movie would be or a Netflix special would be. If your figures are selling good, like we're talking about, those realizations, if they're selling good in the US, and I think they would, like, if they really popping. But if they not, I don't think they would. But I still agree that that's a hell of a good idea. I personally would love to see it, but it's going to take more than Plastic Addict and Extra Zero to go to that movie.
They did the Ninja Batman anime.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, you see something like that, and
I was so dope.
Yeah.
I still need to watch that.
Well, before we get to off tracks, we do have discussion topics for tonight. George, did you do anything cool this week?
Me?
Yeah, you do.
I'm an addict.
Now, is that your whole haul behind you?
No, actually, this is just stuff that I like. This is stuff that I'm digging right now. The stuff that I actually bought this week was this Ironhide right here.
Nice.
So I finally got the Ironhide, and I got Nate whenever Nate give me his address, because Nate's moving. Happy trails, Nate. Hope you end up good in your new house. But got the Ironhide. Unlike popular opinion, I love the Studio series. Like, I'm straight up addicted to them. So I picked up that this week. Let me see. This week, was this week or last week? I forget. I think Smoke was this week. So Smoke was this week. I took his arms off. Goro got his arms in his hand because he just ripped them suckers out. But
I love those effects pieces.
Yeah.
I love Storm Collectibles.
And then also got Ermac this week.
Did you find him at GameStop?
No. I actually, where did I get this Ermac? It was sold to me by a friend on Open Box Mafia, one of the admin there. So definitely had to pick up my ninjas. I love my ninjas, but the thing about it is I got in the ninja game real late, right? So I'm trying to backtrack and get the ones that I really want, which is Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Reptile. Now, the only ones that are stupid out of my range is Scorpion. Scorpion is like $230, $250 on the secondary market. It's just crazy how much. Yeah, it's crazy how much they want for Scorpion. I haven't seen Scorpion cheaper than $200.
Wow.
So I don't know if I'm ever going to get that guy. Maybe I'll just wait for them to reissue like a Scorpion from Mortal Kombat 4 or 5 or something like that. Maybe they'll do that. But then I had to get the big man.
I need him.
Tell me this guy in Mortal Kombat 1 didn't give you problems. Goro gave everybody problems until you figured out that sweet spot and how to beat him, right?
You know what I always used to do is I would jump back, jump forward, kick. Jump back, jump forward, kick.
That's what we all did, man. That's what we all did, Extra Zero.
Yep. And Shao Tsung, all you had to do was sweep him.
Yeah. Or sweep him. That works too. Yeah. Just keep sweeping him and have him keep falling down.
Do you think he's too tall?
He's actually, in my opinion, I think me and T talked about this. That's good. That's a good one to bring up. I've went back and I've looked at the Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3 of Goro. They actually scaled him really, really good. In the game, they come right up to the middle of his solar plex, right here in the middle of his chest, like the top ab they come up to. And when you scale them right next to, having them stand, and it's kind of hard when you got them in your hand, but that's where they come up to. They come up right there by his abdomen. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard people complain about ankles. What do you think?
The nickels? The
ankles?
Oh. No, see, okay, I went over that in my review, and me and T-Man, we talked about that too. A lot of folks are not taking time with their toys. Now, I will say that the ankle rocker is not that great. That's Storm doing, but I understand why they did that. Because of how top heavy he is, they didn't want to put too much of a rocker on him. But I think I'm gonna have to call bullshit, because even if you put more of a rocker than this here, let me see if I can turn his ankle. So basically, his ankle is turning like this, and it's probably a shitty view of his ankle. But in all actuality, all it's really doing is that. It's not much rocker at all. But at the same time, if you posing it, you know how to pose a figure right, you're going to compensate by putting his leg out a little bit more further, or putting the back leg out a little bit more further. Yeah, that back leg is not going to be able to sit flushed on the ground, but in pictures, you can fudge pictures, and you know what I mean? You ain't got to show his whole body. You can just show him, you know,
that's
doing
what props are for. That's what props
exactly, man. Exactly. So all in all, out of a 10 rating of this guy Goro, 10 being the best, 0 being the worst, I had to give him a 9. I mean, he does have flaws. Don't get me wrong. He does have his flaws, but overall, the figure is awesome. It's an awesome figure. So cool. I was real happy to get that guy, and
so no regrets.
And I also, now check this out. This is crazy, because I don't know if you guys found all 7 Dragon Balls, but I damn sure do have them.
So he can wish for better
Dragon Balls, baby.
I should wish for better ankle pivot.
I said wish for better ankle pivot. Hey, so now here's the funny story real quick. I don't even collect Dragon Ball Z. I stayed away from it like it was the plague, because I know, you know, how addicted I would get to getting Dragon Ball Z figures, right? And
are you feeding the Dragon Balls to a dog now?
No, I put them in my dish until I get a proper way to display these guys.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, that's right.
And dad joke of the year goes to me. Joe left.
That was actually sent to me by one of my good friends, EJG12, right? Because I ordered some stuff from him. And he got me the Blade bike. He threw that in extra. The Dragon Ball Z balls, he threw that in extra. And then, of course, a review stand, a rotating review stand, right? So, and this is solar powered. But at the same time, when I opened the box, you know, I was like, wow, Dragon Balls. Wow, now I got to get Dragon Ball Z figures. And what's the first Dragon Ball Z figure I bought? And I'm only getting 7 figures, guys. So y'all,
I'm gonna guess.
Bullshit.
Yeah, David knows me a little bit better. But that's what I tell myself. I'm only getting 7. So I'm starting my Dragon Ball Z Fantastic 7 with none other than the man that comes with his own Dragon Ball Z himself. Yeah.
Master Roshi.
Yeah.
You start off with Master Roshi. Of the entire cast.
The entire cast. I start off with Master Roshi. My son looked at me. She's like, "So they didn't have Goku?" I was like, "I wanted Master Roshi."
Gotta get
he just shook his head and walked away. I was like, "Man, get on out my face."
Now, Joe's a big collector, as everybody can see. Joe, what was your first?
Yeah. Oh, my first was Piccolo. Piccolo was the.
That's a good one. He's on my 7.
I believe he was actually the very first Figure Arts release for Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
they started with Piccolo. The first 2 that I actually got was Piccolo and Trunks. And I have almost all of them, but not quite all of them. But anyway, I had to grab this off the shelf because you were talking about displaying your Dragon Balls. This is what you need to display your Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
So you can get this little acrylic stand, George, off of Amazon.
Oh, that's what's up right there.
Yeah. And then you get the little dragon to go in there.
I like it.
I'll find the link.
That's
awesome.
Just say, starting off with Master Roshi, that's like saying I want to do a DC comic book collection, and the first figure you buy is an Alfred figure.
Yeah.
That boy crazy,
and then you get, of all things, you get the Mafex Dark Knight Michael Caine. I prepared your supper, Master Bruce. Alfred.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
True Starscream really put it in perspective there, didn't he? God,
I got to shout out BZ Fresh in the chat. He says he should get the SHF Shenron. And I agree with that. I mean, even if it's not one of the, technically if it goes out of your 7, it's an awesome display piece.
It's a nice piece, huh? Yeah.
Kind of an accessory. And that I see that fluctuate in price a lot. I see that on the cheaper side of things.
Yeah, going into Star Wars Black, and the first figure you get is General Veers.
That would be a mess.
No, Zuvio, baby. You got to start with Zuvio. Everybody knows that.
Yes. He's easy to find.
Every grandkid got a Zuvio has been getting a Zuvio for Christmas for the last 3 years.
I feel bad, when not just for every bad kid, but like the needy kids, because with Toys R Us being out of business. Oh, Star Wars! Kids like the Star Wars. Kids that probably underprivileged kids have probably been getting Zuvio for since Force Awakens came out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
More than one too.
They're like, what the fuck is this?
Share us your Zuvio stories in the chat, folks.
I lie to you not. The only way I will have a Zuvio if someone gives them to me. I'm telling you, they have to send it to my house. If I seen Zuvio in the store and they said free, I would not pick him up.
Nathan Simmons, you know what you got to do.
I would not pick him up. I swear. I put my right hand for God. I will not pick that Zuvio up for free.
Nathan Simmons is certainly DMing your address to everybody who follows you, and you're about to get 12 boxes.
Everybody in the syndicate should get together and just get a pallet. And usually you wake up, it's Christmas morning, there's a gift there that says from the syndicate. You open up, it's like a pallet, a wooden pallet, and you just wall-to-wall Zuvios.
You wouldn't even be able to give them away.
I'd be stuck with the Zuvios, man. That would be the most horrific gift. I mean, I understand 1. But come on, 10? I would probably get upset.
Welcome to the Figure Action Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Steve Brent says you should throw in Jyn Erso, too.
At least she's all right.
Hey,
man.
She sold more figures thanks to people trying to make a proper Jessica Jones.
Wow, yeah.
They just cut off the scarf.
True. No doubt. Yeah.
Those Outcast toys end up going to the third world countries. You know how they get they get the loser of the Super Bowl T-shirts over in the third world countries. Everybody's walking around yeah, and they get the Outcast toys. They probably love them.
Yeah.
They might think he's the best Star Wars character ever.
Yeah.
And they also think the Panthers have won more Super Bowls than anyway. That Steelers game was rough.
What was the Star Wars, the chick from the last movie that no one likes?
That was
what was her name?
Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose. Yeah, they're all in Ethiopia now. All those figures. Actually, my Walmart probably has a whole 4-foot section of them.
Wow.
So you go out and buy a dozen roses.
There you go. There you go. That's what you do. It's honey, I got you a dozen roses.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Divorce.
Man, I think flowers are a waste of damn money, man. I mean, them things die, man. Come on. My wife loves them, but I think they're such a waste of money. I'll be like, babe, how about I just buy you some plastic ones and you can look at those every year? You know what I'm saying? Or for a week, I'll put the plastic ones on the table and then take them away and then re-gift them to, you know what I'm saying? At least
Do you really want your wife to be substituting plastic things when she can get the real things in life?
She's gonna.
You're talking to a plastic addict. I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, he'll get that joke in about 20 minutes.
No, I got it. It didn't fly over me. But my answer is yes. Yes.
I'm waiting for like a shoe to come because you know she's home. She's probably listening to it. I'm waiting for like a shoe to come flying across the room and hit you.
I just got a text saying.
Hey, we can share, Star Screamer. We can share.
I got a text saying that I'd get punched if I did it. At least bring me a burrito. So I know where, and I know where I stand on that one.
Hey, you look like you could take a punch.
I can take a punch.
Yeah, you look like a strong
I've
guy.
I've gone to some distances for a laugh. Let me tell you.
Yeah. You look like the type of fella that would.
You should see my inbox.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's not.
Boy. Let's not say we did. And on that note, let's get into some news/discussion stuff. Starting out, I have a really cool figure. It's one of my favorite figures of the year from Unique Toys. And George, I think you might appreciate this one. I don't know if you got in on the Unique Toys Perukill or Provider.
I did not. Not yet.
You should really check them out because they're stellar figures. But earlier in the year, we had Unique Toys reveal their or tease their Last Night Megatron. Ooh. And now we've got some pictures of some pictures here of the prototype. That was the teaser. He is looking really good.
Gosh.
And
that was one of my favorite Hasbro figures too.
Yeah, the Hasbro figure,
it's a beast.
Yeah.
No back kibble.
No back kibble. Well, that's the thing about this time? Provider is that he's a very clean figure, very, very clean.
Yeah,
and it looks like one of the bonuses too is that you'll get a more Last Night version of the head sculpt for Provider with this guy.
That is dope.
But yeah, it looks like he's pulling off a lot of the same tricks that the Hasbro figure had. Like you can see here, some of the leg pieces on the struts the wings are on.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. Like I said, Provider is probably one of my favorite figures, third-party figures of the year so far. And they've been killing it. They've been killing it.
Man, I can't wait. That is a cool-looking figure right there.
You have any masterpiece yet, George?
No, I'm waiting for you to gift me one. Hey, I'm telling you, man, T-Man gives good gifts. Don't get it twisted, man. A lot of people think T-Man is selfish, but he gives good gifts.
I might
He's selfish though, but he does give good gifts.
I've known him for I don't know how many years and never
Don't tell Dave.
Dave was like, "Oh hell no."
I mean, I give pretty good gifts.
Yo, hey, Extra Zero.
You do?
It's between Extra Zero and Nate. Like I'm still trying to catch up to Nate. I think I got to get Nate at least like 4 or 5 more gifts, man, to catch up to. It was one point I was like, Nate, stop this. This is crazy. Yes. This is crazy.
Well, the fun part about giving T gifts is that he's always genuinely touched when you give him something, and I've outdone myself the past few years.
Yeah, man. When he opened that gift last year around Christmas time, I thought he was going to cry, man.
All I can say is wait for this year, and his is already bought. So if I'm house poor, it's already a done deal.
Crazy. And then look, watch T-Man. I can't wait to see T-Man's gift because T-Man always feels bad about the gifts that he gives, right? Yeah. Because yo, look, he get massive pieces for gifts, and then he's like, "Here, take this Marvel Legend I just found."
Thanks. It's Machine Man.
Thanks, T-Man.
You left the Five Below sticker on it.
Wow, Marvel Legends Gamora.
It's open already, T-Man.
Somebody took the Build-A-Figure piece, and then it'll be like, oh, that was me. I didn't think you'd get them all anyway.
Oh, look.
Thanks for
the Star-Lord, T-Man.
Thank you.
Wait for Matt to show you the gift that I gave him. I just gave Matt a grandma gift like a couple of weeks ago.
A grandma gift? Like, you don't have to tell us what it is, but you can define grandma gift.
Something you just find and you're like, oh, Matt, I like this.
Oh, yeah.
The thing you gave him.
A grandma gift would constitute as a Titan series, a Marvel figure or DC figure. You know how grandmas
one of those Mars robots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Check this out, Extra Zero. Another good grandma gift is, you know how you get those radio control cars, but the one with the string on it?
Oh, God. They don't turn left and right. They only got reverse and forward.
Yeah, you take that bad boy out the box, you like, oh, you see that string? You like, what the fuck is this, Grandma?
I think one of the greatest... Actually, you know what? My uncle just got a really good grandma gift from my grandmother. It was his birthday, and I was checking in on her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's Sam's birthday. I gotta get over there at some point and give him his gift." I was like, "Oh, what'd you give him this year?" And she points. She got him $30 in Cold Stone gift cards, and I'm like, "Sam doesn't eat Cold Stone." Oh well. He can take your Aunt Amy and your cousin. I'm like, shit. So you gave him a gift to treat everybody else.
So basically, he gets one little cheap ass cone and get a lick off the ice cream, and he got to treat everybody else that's in the group.
And they'll probably sing
Cold Stone Creamery, so he's buying like one other person something.
Well, yeah, and then he has to tip him so they can sing Happy Birthday to his sad ass.
That's all bad, man. I'm telling you, boy. That's how you know T-Man's old, though.
No, I'll have to ask her, are you trying to kill me? With the Cold Stone.
78 wasn't the year he was born in.
Oh, better make it 70.
So, next bit of news on the Transformers and on the Bayverse stuff. We got a packaging reveal for the Leader Class Dark of the Moon Megatron. And this guy, I think he's looking pretty good.
I want that.
I'm looking he comes with one of those little gremlins.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this reveal really shows off. Is that I don't think he was in the prototype pictures. No. And it looks like he perches up. If you look at the instruction book, he's got the little whatever the hell gremlin he is. I think he says on there, perched up on his shoulder. So,
but the only thing I don't like about him is his legs are really square.
Yeah, but I mean, given how much of the truck kind of I think he's going to be a small leader. So
he wasn't much of a leader in Dark of the Moon.
That bad boy looks like a beast, though. See that hood they got on him? Is that soft goods or no?
It's probably going to be soft.
Yeah. Oh my god!
I hope he's bigger than Blackout.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting question because he's the same height as Optimus, pretty much.
You got to understand that Blackout is the Marine Corps version of a 53. Nate's in the chat. What's the name of that helicopter? Because I forgot. But in the Marine Corps, it's a 53. In the Air Force, it's another name. I forget. But you got to understand that Blackout is he's huge, man. That thing can't compare to Blackout. It's pretty much no military vehicle that's been transformed can compare to Blackout. He is the hugest, man.
And that Studio Series Blackout in his helicopter mode is huge, and then he condenses into a pretty short robot.
Absolutely.
So if he's the same height as Blackout, I think it'll probably work. If he's a head shorter, I think that'll really work.
They did a lot of mass. They did a lot of mass shifting in those movies.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing.
A big scale guy too, so you wouldn't be happy seeing that truck beside a big old a helo like that, and the truck's bigger than the helo. That's just not.
Well, I mean, he's a truck with a trailer too. I think that's the biggest difference between him and Prime, is that Prime had, he was the robot, the trailer, and the trailer, either formed the weapons station or the armor.
Yeah.
Is the Megatron a separate trailer, or is he like a big? I thought he was like a big.
He was like Motor Master. It was all incorporated.
Yeah. Yep.
In fact, everyone thought he was going to be Motor Master when that thing was revealed.
Yeah.
And then he did absolutely nothing in the movie.
They thought he was Motor Master again in Age of Extinction when he was the truck. Motor Master color.
There's no way that's Galvatron. Well.
Boy, I can't wait. Did I tell you guys? I got a good question to bring up real quick. I don't know if we're in transition or not, or what we're doing, but it seems like the figure community is really like on the same wavelength when it comes to this situation right here with this topic, right? So everybody's been collecting 2+ years, right? I can tell by the collections behind you. If you say no, then you're a liar. But
we've been collecting forever.
A few more than 2.
You come to a point in your collection, and you look around at it, and I know I'm getting this way. You think to yourself, when is enough enough, or should I quit a line and focus on these few lines instead of doing this line, right? So I asked that question. I want to know if everybody is thinking that or not, or how everybody else feels about that. Because when I walk in my collection room, I look around and I see a whole bunch of retail figures, right? A whole bunch of $20 figures that are cool. Don't get me wrong. They are cool and they are nice. And I'm a fan of just about 95% of them, But at the same time, when you're looking at things like Storm, or you're looking at things like this re-edit, Iron Man, and I'm just like, why would I want the 20, and in shots this thing is going to look closer to the comic books than anything else that I got.
You want like the definitive version.
Right. And I don't like having 2 of the same toy unless I'm a huge fan of that character, like Batman or Optimus Prime or Bumblebee, or you know what I'm saying? I don't like having doubles of anything because my space is limited, you know what I mean?
I guess you buy the cheap one first, and then when you can afford the better one, you sell the old one.
And that's the thing. I don't sell anything. If I had to get rid of something, I give it away. I give it away. I have never sold anything in my life. Never sold a toy.
Because when you hit the cheap ones, you can mess around with them and do crazy stuff with them.
Oh, Jesus.
What are you doing?
What's the body?
House of M Spider-Man with the Spider-Ham head. Or, as I like to call it, Trick or Treat Spidey.
Oh God!
Trick or Treat Spidey.
That's like the dude from The Littlest Couple went out for.
If I was,
that's what you can do with a $20 figure. You can mess around with it guilt-free.
What you think, T-Man?
Well, when they tell me that I'm on my deathbed, that's when it's going to be enough is enough, and I'm going to have to stop collecting. I'll tell them, do whatever you want to do. It's over at this point. Sell them. Get you some money.
And clear out my pre-orders.
Now, if it comes to like getting rid of the whole collection, I would sell that. I'm not going to give my whole collection away for free, but a couple of figures here and there, I definitely do that. I give those away to whoever. But
I give away or I sell them. Either or. It's
Extra Zero. How you feel about that? You look in your room and be like, you know what? I'm not feeling some of these.
I look in storage, and that's like when something hits storage, that's when I'm not really feeling it, or I don't have a plan or a space for it. Right now, since I'm kind of on the cusp of getting a place, I've been like kind of looking at the whole idea. A good buddy of mine, a lot of people might know TKO podcast. My buddy Justin Lynette, he sold his Chug collection off, and he got enough to get himself a couple of Hot Toys. And I've had my eye on Toy World Constructor, and I've been thinking about hitting up a comic shop or somebody that does like toy shows, and just taking my Chug collection and saying, what do you do for it?
Before you sell it, Nate has a huge list of stuff he wants.
Well, yeah, and that too. I could hit somebody like Nate up and kind of cut him a deal, and I've got it all in bins, and I'm really trying to part ways with some of it. I mean, like the Siege line, I like these, and I may just kind of keep it to Optimus, Megatron, Cog, and maybe a few of the more obscure characters, but
Hound is nice in Siege. Hound is nice.
Hound looks really nice, and these things are made out of really good plastic. I mean, the Titans Return stuff and Combiner Wars, they don't hold a candle to the construction. This stuff feels like the old school Generations. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, like with this Optimus, right? His legs are two pieces of plastic screwed together. I haven't seen that in maybe over a decade. And these are really good versions. Like these are kind of like the definitive Chug scale versions of the characters. I mean, they kind of are almost on par. I don't want to say they're on par with MMC, but they're they could fit in with the display.
Right.
But yeah, like you were saying, like with your Iron Man and all, you want the definitive version of the character, and I'm right there with you. For the movie bots, I will probably continue to do studio series and just get like one-offs here and there. Like I'll get that Megatron, but I can't get too crazy with it outside of like Bumblebee. All the official Masterpiece, I'm a completionist on that, and that's like I've had my discussion is like any official Masterpiece I gotta get, unless it's something crazy like an Evangelion Optimus Prime that comes out at like an insane price point and I can't do it. But I'm really trying to scale back. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at with third party. Like I want to get some of the combiners and some of the bigger characters that I can't see Takara doing in the next even 20 years. Like I don't think they'll do a Bruticus. I don't think they'll do a Superion. I definitely know they're not going to do an Omega. And I'm happy with the Titan figures. Like if they come out with a Scorponok, that'll be my stand-in Scorponok.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough is enough. That's a good question. And I look at my Chug stuff that's in storage, and it had its place at one point. I'll probably keep like the IDW Bumblebee and Skids, but everything else, Springer and Sandstorm. But everything else, I'm like, this stuff can go. Can find a home where it's happy.
What about Tank?
I just don't understand, like because at some point you're going to run out of room, and we was talking about this. It's like, you can ultimately get a storage unit and put your figures in there, but I'm not collecting to have my figures somewhere where I can't see them. Like, obviously, you're an open box collector. I think everybody on this panel right here is an open box collector because we like looking at our figures. We like enjoying what we purchase. I know me, David, T, everybody that does YouTube or what have you. We love actually doing ACBA work with our figures as well. So it's like, I feel that it's not right to have my figures. It's my opinion now. To have my figures in a box somewhere where I can forget about them. I bought them for one thing because I loved them. But, we're collectors. I love change. New toys come out. So now we got to do something with, the old ones. It's no use to like being an actual hoarder, because being a collector, you can turn into a hoarder real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then it just gets unhealthy just to have all of that clutter. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Plus I think too, there's a point where if you're, if you've got clutter, do you like what you have, or you just like getting new stuff?
No, you fall out of love with figures at some point. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, like we was just talking about being a hoarder, right? Hoarders don't want to let go of nothing. But if you putting it in a box and you closing that box up, guess what you're doing? You're putting another figure in its place.
Absolutely.
So why have that figure in a box? Why not sell that figure, get rid of it? And, it's okay to rotate your collection. That's what I think.
That's what happened in my
this
G1.
is my opinion.
That's what happened in my G1 collection. I started packing it up, and I realized if I'm not looking at it,
You don't love it as much, right? Something else has took its place. Yeah, right, David.
That's why my wife lets me hang out in here so much. Huh.
Yeah, it's like Zero said, he completes the masterpiece, and most people, I think, have like one line that they're a completionist in, maybe two. You can't really be a completionist in 6, 7 different. I mean, like I started getting a couple Mezco, and so you're doing figure arts. If you're doing third party, you're importing, Figma. You can't be a completionist in everything. You just,
I was trying that with Common Writer. I gave up on that.
$1 million or $1 billion,
Joe is right.
Hey, Zero.
He's right.
Call Matt.
He's right.
Call Matt. Matt's joining us.
Yeah.
He's trying.
But Joe, people are trying though. People are actually they're trying to be a completionist in every line, man. And I think that's where people's getting overwhelmed. That's where collectors are getting stressed out. You know what I mean? That's where, people ain't paying their bills.
The thing is that you say that you're right, and the third party completely screwed people over, and it started way back when he's got a Predaking, and he's got a Predaking, and he's got a Predaking. Okay, wait, now they got a Devastator. Now they got a Devastator.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
Right.
And
how many Dinobots do you need?
Woo, man! I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Another thing too.
David preaching.
Another thing too is like
power.
I'm probably gonna sell off my MCU Figuarts because it's driving me nuts. Like I can't get a regular Captain America. I can't get
that looks good.
The Hulkbusters. Yeah. I have the Infinity War one, but the head sculpt is just kind of like
it's trash.
Yeah. And I'm just driving myself nuts. I got that Ant-Man last week, and that was just kind of instant regret. It was poorly made. The ant was like a big vinyl piece with no articulation, and I'm like, why am I so concerned? If I then like Shartimus did the first 10 years collection, and all those together just on a shelf, it looked good, and it was a fraction of the cost.
Right, exactly.
And you don't have to worry about web exclusives.
Exactly.
But with that Captain America that you was talking about, Extra Zero, I'm sorry, T. You could always buy a cast head, right, for $30 and fit it on there. You ain't got to actually.
If you're paying $80 for something already, you should not have to buy an additional $30.
I agree, David. I agree, but I mean, it's what we got to do sometimes as collectors, man, to get what we actually want instead of getting rid of the whole figure.
Or you can make them Rick Grimes.
Yeah, you could do that too.
I seen somebody do that. I actually did see somebody do that. That was actually kind of clever.
But I'll tell you this: I will never see a Figure Arts Yellow Jacket.
Oh man, I still gotta pick that thing up.
Well, Figure Arts doesn't do too many villains.
Exactly, and that's a problem too.
By the Marvel
That's
Legends.
a legit complaint for me. I love villains.
Matter of fact,
always
that 2-pack, David, is on Amazon for $36, man. So I held out at the right time. I'm going to pick that guy up probably next week.
I got this guy during the GameStop sale.
Yeah.
I wish they would stop making those the MCU and the DC figures all together, just because they don't do a really good job with realistic human faces. They just can never get it right. And every time I see one of those go up, I'm like, that is a failed opportunity to put another Dragon Ball figure out. I want more Bulma. I'll take 3 Bulmas a year instead of all these MCU figures with the horrible, ugly faces.
Joe's right. Joe's right that they failing in that point. I like what Mayfex is doing though. I like what Mayfex is doing with their DC figures though. It's not 100% accurate as like facial 3D printing like Black Series is doing. Black Series is killing their faces. Their faces look so good. They look like those are $80 toys and they're only $20, man. In that face.
Hi, Partsformers.
Partsformer.
Finally, after a hiatus.
All right, George, thanks. It was a pleasure. See ya. No, I'm kidding.
I finally got back from TFCon. Phew. Holy shit.
T-Man got you working hard uploading those hunt videos for him, don't you?
God damn, yeah.
Joe didn't stuff you in that dumpster deep enough.
Oh, jeez.
I think now halfway through Ohio, he had to walk the rest of the way back.
I thought about it for a second. There was the remark about people without their glasses looking like serial killers. Joe's being real quiet. Where's Matt? He was supposed to be in Disney, but he goes to Disney so much it would be the perfect crime.
No, I'm waiting until he writes me into the will. Then
unbelievable, dog.
No,
it looks scary.
They don't have an inventory of what Matt owns. You can just be like, oh yeah, I left some of my figures in Matt's collection.
Hey, should we back up for Partsformer?
Well, first off, how are you doing this week?
I'm. It's like you guys said, the T-Man toy hunts are demanding. So I've been out like scouring shelves and
I knew it.
He put you to work.
T-Man's look, Partsformer. I need that clip.
I mean, in our Google Drive, he uploads like targets and on a map, and he has only a few crossed off that I visited, and I have to hit all the ones, and it's
T-Man always hit you with some sob
this is
story.
Why you don't do
Look,
drugs.
you know I got kids, Partsformer. You know I can't hunt like I need to. I thought you had my back. I thought you was my boy.
I get these private videos of him just like scratching, like real antsy. Like I gotta get some more uploads, man. Come on, man.
I know what it's like. It's like he's out there. He's like, "You'll find the thing yet?" And it's like, "No, I hit up like 5 Walgreens." He's like, "Yeah, better get back out there."
Is T-Man gonna have to choke the parts?
So, but no, we got back. Joe and I got back from Chicago. I went to work 3 days, and then we turned right around and hopped a plane on Friday, and then we were gone all week. And we landed in Baltimore at 7:30. Hit the airport shuttle back to the house after back to picking up our car.
Wow.
Pulled the shit back in the house, made sure the house was standing without any leaks because I guess it's been raining like crazy back here in Maryland, or at least a couple of days. So I got a couple spots in my house that can be prone to leaking, so I had to check and make sure everything's all right. But then I went through the mail, then came downstairs, and here I am.
Was your game?
Your old man.
He still hasn't kissed his kids goodnight, ladies and gentlemen. He came to us first.
Kid.
Wow, that's dedication.
I think the kid is somewhere in the bathroom or bathtub. I think there's water involved. I don't know. I gave him a rubber ducky and just said, "You'll be fine."
Yeah. Was your game still there?
Say it again.
Was your game still there?
Oh, I called. Okay, yeah. So quick 2-second story. It's gonna be more than 2 seconds. Spoilers. I bought Red Dead on eBay out of an eBay sale on Halloween, actually. Red Dead Redemption 2. Wow. And my wife had put in a mail stop, and I saw it was shipping through USPS. So I said, okay, cool. It'll just be held with the rest of the mail. The day it was supposed to go out for delivery, I get updated saying, hey, it's out for delivery. I was like, well, what the fuck does that mean? What? So I called him. I called him. I was like, does the mail hold not apply to packages? Because that would be stupid. And she gave me this runaround like, oh, no, you don't have a mail hold. I'm like, okay.
No,
I got the confirmation number in front of me, and before I started reading it, she goes, "Please hold." Okay. so after like 5 minutes, she comes back and she goes, "I see it. I'll call the driver and call it back." So yes, long story short, I got it today. They recalled all my mail that they had delivered.
Oh wow, dude!
It's actually installing. So hold on. We got back from the airport. The kid is somewhere in the bathtub. I started installing Red Dead. Then I came down and called you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, because that's going to take 2 hours to install, bro.
Yeah. He's with us. He has nothing better to do.
Longer than that. I've got 100 up, 100 down for my internet. And between the update, having to swap the discs, and the installation process, I started it at 9:15. GameStop sells games at 9 o'clock. Sped home to get it in my Xbox, and it didn't finish until 12:06.
Damn.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Remember Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PS3?
I got it on Xbox 360.
I took the day off the next day. I was glad I did that because I didn't get to play it till like the morning.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. What happened to the days of putting a disc in and waiting? Remember, we used to just wait like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and then it would be ready to play. What's up with that?
I mean, like last generation, on Xbox 360, most games didn't even need an install. And if you just get a Switch, you put the cartridge in and it works.
I was going to say, y'all motherfuckers need to go back even further. What about the NES, man? You put that cartridge in and flick the button and you playing. Like, you are off and running.
Yeah. Don't forget to blow it first, though.
Yeah, you got to blow it first.
You needed a little foreplay.
That is one horny guy.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply to a whole lot in my life. Don't forget to blow it first. Remember that, kids. Don't forget to blow it first.
Lessons of
Once
life.
again, a quick reminder, we are not quite monetized yet, and this is why.
With the Switch, if the battery goes dead on the Switch, you can't even play it right away. You have to wait for it to charge up for a while.
Yeah, well,
Even
you can plug it in. It takes about 5 minutes for it to get up to a point where it's playable.
That feels like forever.
Real.
I want to play it now.
Well, just don't let your battery
That's
die.
what she said.
I keep a charger with me. And
go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, like I bought a second charger just to kind of like take with me. Like one stays with the dock, and then the other one just goes with me. Walmart had chargers for $11. So
yeah, man, that's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart.
See, if I see one at Walmart, I'll pick it up for you.
Remember, kids, always keep your toys charged.
It's a third-party one, but it's $11.
I'm kind of scared of them because they act like those brick the system.
It's the fans toys one, right?
Yeah, it's the fans toys one.
Not the Wei Zhang.
Other than Red Dead, did you get anything else? Did you pick up anything at Disney or?
I did. I sent you guys a picture of the Gonk bot from A New Hope.
Yeah.
I did end up picking him up. He is buried in the bags. I'll show him off next week. I am expecting zero articulation from him because the damn thing only ever shuffled its feet like really slowly across the Jawa sandcrawler. The only reason I got it was because it was dense as hell. Yes, that one. It was dense as hell. It was really solid looking. And I'm not expecting a damn thing from it. Like, I just wanted to sit here next to the other characters.
Where did you put the grandma gift that I sent to you?
It's right here in my bag. It's the whole bag of stuff that I haven't hardly touched from TFCon. So my TFCon pickups, guys, if you want to see, tune into T-Man's channel for all the reviews for everything. And then T did get me this, which I have not yet even begun to put together. To build my own R2 because I guess he felt I needed more companionship, and I'm okay with that. Droids are easier to.
When I handed that off to you, I thought you knew about it, and you looked at me so clueless.
Yep.
Hey, Partsformer, a personal favor.
Yes, sir.
Maybe a Christmas special. How about this? Videotape that fig collection you got and upload that to T-Man's channel, man. Because I can't stop looking at it. I'm just like, oh, I'm like, oh, a squirrel. You know, my attention span. I'm hearing y'all talking, but I'm trying to look at what's behind you, man. So
hey, that's actually not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do I think I've been talking about it. Maybe I'll do a collection tour. I think everybody should actually here on the channel.
Yeah, I'm doing mine in December too.
My wife loves me. She just dug it out of the bag when she heard me talking about it. So there it is.
I like to see David's collection too.
This holiday season, the Figure Action Podcast proudly presents a full tour of our collections. Join us for holiday mirth and cheer and more toys than you ever really thought any grown man should have.
Do you prefer length or mirth in your holiday specials?
Length will only get you so far.
Yeah.
Team ever heard of mirth?
Everyone remembers the mirth, though.
I mean, I think the Star Wars holiday special has length, but it lacks in mirth.
Hey, you know what though? God bless them. They pick details at every fucking last thing they can come up with. Now, have you seen that the Mandalorian is using the rifle from the animated?
Wow. I did not see that.
Okay, so everybody that doesn't know, in the Star Wars Holiday Special, Boba Fett was first introduced. Everybody know that, or I've heard of that.
Yes, friend.
Yes. So in there, he's holding this rifle, and they actually used that exact rifle in the new upcoming streaming show, The Mandalorian. They took that design.
I didn't even notice that, bro.
I didn't either.
I seen it hanging out from his back, right? You see it sticking out from his back, but I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I remember they did a version of Boba Fett in the colors of the holiday special.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that show's going to get so much flack if it's not done right. I'm telling you right now. Like Star Wars, the Star Wars fandom is probably the worst and heaviest and hardest hitting fans and fanboys there is in all of nerddom.
And it's their own fault that the one thing we wanted, they killed of that Boba Fett movie and finding out the frickin' Sarlacc pig.
Whoa.
They wouldn't have done that, right? I am stoked about. Did you guys hear the news? Was it yesterday? I think the more shows coming to the streaming service, the Disney Plus streaming service.
Yeah, the Cassian Andor.
I am hyped for that. I'm excited about that. Because
I didn't even hear about that. This is my first time hearing that. I got that's on the brain. I'm all about my Teen Titans right now. That's not really Teen Titans.
One of the big bitches about
this ain't really Teen Titans, but it's good though. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to open this box. One of the big bitches about Rogue One is that you never got a chance to really get to know any of the characters, so this will maybe remedy a little bit of that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and Diego Luca's a good actor. I mean, they definitely could get their.
I'm gonna have the same problem with it as like I had with the Clone Wars cartoon or Clone Wars show.
What was that problem?
Okay, basis of the Clone Wars show. Here is Anakin Skywalker leading a bunch of youngling apprentices. We all know how that ended.
That we don't see later. Yeah.
I mean, I made the argument with Rogue One where people were like, "Well, I didn't need to get attached to the characters because they were all going to die." And it's like, yeah, but Saving Private Ryan, you know they're all going to die.
Of course.
But you still felt something,
I loved. I felt it in Rogue One. That hug, that was one of the most epic hugs of all time.
Bro, I don't care what anybody say, man. Rogue One was dope, man. They did a good job with that movie. I liked it.
2 thumbs up. Rogue One, excellent. I got a Death Trooper. I got Krennic right here. I'm good.
For me, it was good.
They got merchandise money from me.
I got the whole cast, brother. I swear.
And then Darth Vader, finally being freaking Darth Vader.
I will say it was the Darth Vader cameo of the movie.
Basically, yeah. So, picking up where we left off.
Go ahead. Sorry to derail you.
Oh yeah, toys.
No.
Toys. Toy news.
We do have some toy news, and then we got a couple discussions before we get
Gambit.
Well, I'm going to get through some Funko reveals, and they're not Pops.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget about Psylocke now. You're talking about Gambit, but Psylocke's out there too now.
We talked about her already.
So Funko's got a couple new reveals that they showed off today. One, I think a limited part of our audience would probably enjoy. It's just a dedicated Pickle Rick action figure. He looks like he's 4 POA, but he comes with some accessories. I may actually pick this up if it's cheap enough. I like that episode of Rick and Morty.
Pickle Rick. Is that a mouse? Disgusting. Is he a rat?
In the episode.
Watch the episode.
Yeah.
Just watch it. I'm not a Rick and Morty fan, and even I've seen that one.
It was awesome. You gotta see
it. I'm not a Rick and Morty fan.
That's the one episode you have to watch.
My kids definitely do watch it. I do see it as I pass the living room TV, but
you're a horrible parent.
So next up, we got some Funko Mega Man figures. I'm not too thrilled on the sculpt of this.
Yeah, the face is too bubbly.
Oh, my kids are teenagers, David. I got teenagers.
I was messing with you, man.
It just processed. I got 16-year-old. My process is running a little slow here. It's the corona. Don't blame me.
I'm disappointed with the
sponsored by
shoulders.
Corona? I was just asking because I'll switch to Bud if it's Bud.
No, who is our real sponsor?
It used to be Taobao, but now it's
Corona apparently.
Yeah, yeah. It was Storm Collectibles, but that ship sailed thanks to me.
Checks dried up on that one, didn't they?
Like first episode. Then when I sang the song, I sealed her fate.
Oh, the shoulders don't look like they go out on that Mega Man.
Well, Keith, thank you for getting us back on subject. Yeah, I don't know how these shoulders are working. There's I guess these are all digital, but they have like the Leaf version. What I don't like is they have these powered up versions, the Atomic Fires, the Chase, but he doesn't even come with effects pieces for the powers.
T-Man owns the best Mega Man in the business.
He's got the power.
Well, actually, Zero does. I don't.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was my figure. That was my figure you reviewed. The Sentinel one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was mine.
T-Man, I also got the liar.
The main reason I wanted to share these is because
literally
I want this Dr. Wily.
Oh, Wily looks dope now.
Yeah. And even if
that Dr. Wily is the business.
See, and you make fun of me week after week for having an old Imperial old guy show. And there you are. There you are. It wasn't your older guy right there.
Well, you know, Matt, you can get one too for the shelf.
I'm going to, all right?
They scale with DuckTales, I think.
God damn, that's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something new. I knew Funko had the Mega Man license. If they make Robot Masters, I think that would be that would really make this line pop. I would pick those up because the Sentinel line's over.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to make the original 6 Robot Masters.
I think nobody wants to do that. It drives me up the wall. Who wants a million flavors of Mega Man?
Yeah, I mean,
you do, T.
If they came, that's what I'm saying. If they came with the effects pieces for the powers, would you be interested then?
Probably. I don't know. I just need the blue one. And
actually, that'd be kind of cool. Imagine like a Mega Man figure that's got little ports on it, like those old Centurion figures, or like the 5mm ports for Transformers. And then you get the Robot Master who has the parts that pop off of him that you can then put on Mega Man.
That would be awesome.
That would be nice.
So
that would work more for Mega Man 11 figures because on Mega Man 11, when he gets their powers, he actually does change his body up. But on the original games, he just changed colors.
Well, exactly. But that would be such a cash cow because people would have to buy a Mega Man for every Robot Master to pose with.
He's not lying, man. He's not lying.
Yeah, that would be good.
Funko, whoever gets that, you can mail me the check.
That would be a Hasbro. Hasbro would have had that plan already in the works.
So you guys pre-ordered something cool this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Funko exclusives. No.
I was more so talking about the Reveltech or Amazing Yamaguchi Gambit. He's coming in spring 2019.
And, I did not pre-order, dude.
You better hurry up.
Oddball out.
That is action figure perfection right there.
Yes. A tear came out of my eye when I saw the pictures.
Now I gotta say, with Reveltech, they've been really killing it with. Let's go to Bleeding Cool's site here. They've been really killing it with these '90s X-Men. They've got, they've got Wolverine out. Their Magneto was pretty well received, and if
you think so?
Yeah, for a character that had to just hover and look good, I think he was pretty well received.
That cape was seriously heavy, bro. Like, it's hard for him to get to the as many poses as you would want because of that cape, man.
But he had to stand though.
Yeah, he had to stand. But for ACBA photos, it's like, man,
at least on this one, it looks
like
him
with that cape. I still have him with the cape on my shelf. But Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you listening at home, my hands are above in view of the camera. Don't worry, but this is seriously a perfect, near perfect picture action figure. I'm looking at Gambit doing the royal flush pose from X-Men vs. Street Fighter, dead on perfect, and that is honestly one of the reasons why I got into action figure collecting to begin with, was for a figure like that.
And
here's my piece about Revotech. Revotech, I mean, in production shots, they look awesome. And I'm not going to lie, the Batman look awesome, Magneto look awesome. All of them look awesome, right? Until you see somebody review it, you're like, man, why is that whacked out? You know, why is the cape whacked out? Why is, like the Batman cape really disappointed me? Because in the production shots and the display, it looked awesome. It looked like the cape was alive.
You can make these display pics, though. That is one of my challenges every time I get a Revoltech figure is to make.
You can't, but
and I've been able to replicate most of them.
Something crazy, Dave. I think they did something crazy, bro.
No,
I have not seen someone do a good-looking Revotech Batman yet. I mean, it's.
Oh, Joe.
I haven't gotten mine yet, so just send me yours, and I will show you it done.
Mr. Joe here has got one, and he's got a pretty good pose for it. He actually likes the cape a lot.
With the cape?
Yeah, he's got it.
All right, let's get him up here.
Man, I'm telling you, he's in the minority, bro.
Let's see what you. Well, that looks good.
Now I will say that Revoltech does seem to be good at putting up pictures that highlight strengths and hide weaknesses.
Absolutely, they are.
But I will say, too, that this trench coat looks not nearly as intimidating as the capes does.
You know what the trench coat looks like
to me? Look at that Batman right there. Look at all those gaps in that cape. That is very unattractive to me. All those gaps. A cape is supposed to be solid. You're not supposed to be able to see through it.
It looks a lot better than the Figuarts Batman cape.
They put too many joints in too many places.
I won't argue with that on the Batman, but to me, on the Gambit, you know what the trench coat looks like is the cape on Doctor Strange that Figuarts did, where it's three pieces of plastic, and two of them. Well, they're all on ball joints, but it's a large piece, and then the two other pieces that kind of form the sides of the trench coat.
Yeah, now, I'm not going to front on that Gambit. That Gambit looks really good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It really does look good. But I'm very skeptical. Revotech has got a sour taste in my mouth.
I'll tell you all about it when I get mine.
I will tell you.
Yeah.
Spring 2019.
With the exception of Batman, I've got them all. With the exception of that Batman right now, I have got the entire superhero line. Like, I've got Carnage right here. I got Wolverine. For me, the weakest one I personally thought was Captain America, and I still have fun with it.
I actually think Captain America looks pretty good. It's the joints. I hate seeing through my figure, right? I hate that. That's why I got to get the upgrade kit for Grimlock, for that Studio Series Grimlock. I hate holes in my figure. It's so unattractive to me.
What I like about it is the way they do this cape and the way Revoltech does a lot of that stuff with the trench coat or any of that. When you have a plastic action figure and then you put a soft goods cape on it,
absolutely,
I don't like it. It doesn't.
I love it.
It just doesn't. For me, it doesn't do it. And then if you do like that 3-piece thing, you can't really do much with it. This is very stylized, and I actually was glad that they came with that. And that was the main reason why I bought it, because
it looks very dangerous.
It is.
Joe, I'm telling you, there was nobody on this earth that was more hyped up than me about receiving that Batman and getting that Batman. Then I kept watching them for like a week. I was watching reviews. I was like, this is some bullshit. I was so pissed, man. I'm pissed at Revotech. They messed up my #1 guy, man. That to my liking. Again, folks, this is my opinion.
Did you ever get him?
I did not get him because I don't want him.
Well, see, so that's the thing. So like you hear a reviewer and like you get the first couple guys that get it, and then you get one guy that says, "Oh, the cape's junk. It's sharp. It pokes my fingers. Wah." And then everybody goes nuts. Like, "Oh, this is junk. You can't get. You have to rip it off. You have to break it apart, and you have to put a soft goods cape on it." But
absolutely not, Joe. Absolutely, I'm a reviewer myself. So I watched the review for what it is. You got to show me the figure. You can say whatever you want, but I'm looking at the figure. People going to have their own opinions. You know, opinions like assholes. You know, everybody's got one. But I'm looking at the figure to see if I like the figure, and I don't like the figure, man.
I like how Matt's put his gonk droid front and center.
I want to know who would win in a fight to the death, the gonk droid or a Dalek? A Dalek.
Oh, man.
Say that one more time. Say it one more time.
A battle to the death, gonk droid versus a Dalek.
A Dalek from Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
A Dalek does have a gun.
Yeah, I was about to say
It has a toilet plunger
for his other hand.
Oh, his legs move.
So that's the extent. Here, I'll give you a real quick review. There's the front. There's the back. It's painted all over. The top part is one piece of solid fucking die cast. Like, you could break windows with this. It's solid as hell. Here's the articulation. Ready? But you know what? To be fair, it does everything you've seen it do in the movies.
Did the ankles move?
No, they. I mean, not really. It's almost like a little bit rubbery, but no, that's it.
Poll for the chat. Would you guys want me to make a custom version of Clue using us and our toys? I can totally hear it now. The murderer was Partsformer
in the IKEA
in Jordan's basement with the gonk droid.
Oh boy!
Why was I in Jordan's basement? And why was I in Jordan's basement?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And that's
what
Dave chimes in next. He goes, and the fun part is you can't spell basement without semen.
What?
This joke is crazy, man.
You can't spell basement.
Grunt joint. Yeah,
grunt joint. That's if Steve Brule was in Star Wars.
Okay, so it was Partsformer in T-Man's side room with
why am I in these people's room? I have not been invited to any of these places.
Now you're sounding very Seinfeldian with like, why was I invited? Who invited me?
So the weapons would be a Sola Chigokin, a gonk droid.
What was my number?
Gotta use the replica shield. And what else would make a good weapon?
Why is Dave fantasizing about co-hosts killing one another? What's up with that?
I take my glasses off.
George's vape machine.
George, you have a shake weight? Is that what you said? Do you have a shake weight?
No, a vape.
If I haven't seen it, is it really new to me?
He said a shake weight.
Vape machine.
I swear, if I go over somebody's house and they got a shake weight, I'm clowning them.
That's like in those old anti-drug videos they used to make you watch in school, where somebody would have like drug paraphernalia and a kid would ask a stupid question like, "Is that a cheeseburger?" That's like. Like you have like T-Man walk in, he's got like a varsity jacket and somebody's hitting the ball. He's like, "Is that a shake weight?"
I got on T-Man so bad he threw his Thigh Master out. I'm telling you.
I used to call my grill
still in the chat, but shout out to Dude Dog for the shirt he gave both of us.
Oh, for sure. Figure game. To explain what figure game is, we collect figs, right? And it feels like a game because you're never going to beat it. But collecting, when you collect something, you get a haul. You feel like you win. So anything that feels like you're winning is going to be interpreted into a game. Figure game. Dude Dog selling these shirts for, I believe, $25 a piece, and the cotton material feels so soft on your skin. It's like almost like satin. Dude Dog, I want my check.
So are these shirts available just through Dude Dog, or are they something you guys have posted on the syndicate? Where can anybody?
So what you have to do, you have to get on to Dog Reviews. You can at him on Instagram at Dog. You can send him a private message, and he's taking PayPal.
DEW, not DOO.
Yes, DEW, Dog, and the dog is spelled DAWG instead of DOG.
That's right.
And reviews. So at Dog Reviews on Instagram. That's an extra 25, dude.
Yeah. If he was in Baltimore, he would be D-Dug.
Steve Brent said tonight is the figure action roast of T-Man.
We should do that. We should play the dozens one time. Just go over and do something silly for like 10 minutes. Just do the dozens. Just a 10-minute roast.
We already did that.
Man, I missed all the good stuff. What the hell?
Well,
you can go back to our previous episodes on our YouTube channel or on Podbean or on iTunes. And that goes for anybody else listening or watching too.
We got True Stars for being quiet after I made my you can't spell basement without semen joke.
I'm shutting up again.
Oh boy. So let's see. Tonight I've broken our guest. At one point I thought I broke Joe. I broke T-Man, and now I broke Dave.
I mean, everyone's just implying very heavily that Joe is some sort of serial killer.
This whole panel is fodder. This whole damn panel is fodder now.
Joe on the Honolulu beach with a figure art 0. That's my my next one.
Well, let me tell you something. The BTK killer wore glasses. So how about that?
Am I the only one? Am I the only one when True Star Screamer talks? You have to process that shit. Am I just? It's like everybody's like, oh shit.
Wait a minute, the BTK killer? Is that the Bandai Takara knockoff killer?
Yes, he was.
That would be a great alias now for Joe.
I gotta tell that to Greg from Mercy. He'll appreciate that one.
So I have none of the topic list. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we got one more
knockoff killer. I like.
We got one more topic I do wanna talk about this evening, and we'll get our show on the road because we're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
Damn, really?
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
You're right. It's
time drags when I tell my jokes.
Yeah,
it's 5:50 p.m. right now.
It's bedtime for us.
Actually, T-Man's got some reviews coming up from Egg Attack.
Uh-oh.
Do we want to get into these, or we just want to save them for the reviews?
Articulated pops, y'all. Articulated pops.
Are you able to pull up the pictures from the link?
I was pulling up your WordPress. For anybody that doesn't know, T-Man never mentions that you can find him on tman978.wordpress.com. He's actually got a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a blog up there.
Bingo. T-Man's on every social media site there is known to man.
So, T, give some background on these. I know you said you were approached by this company.
Midget Mezcos.
That's what they were saying earlier. Hold on. This is what it looks like because they have clues.
That's what they look like.
Photography.
Little people Mezcos.
It's crazy.
Okay, my internet's not working.
So T-Man just lost his sponsorship from this.
Sorry, T-Man.
Hopefully, they're not gonna watch this. Hopefully,
my bad.
T-Man's gonna stop sharing this podcast.
I'm banned from this podcast.
Beast Kingdom reached out to me. They wanted me to show some of their pictures of their Egg Attack Wolverine and Cyclops, and they do look awesome.
They do look dope, though.
I think they're coming out like the beginning of next year. So they wanted everybody to know about it, and that gave me some content to put out there. So
I like the facial expressions.
Yeah, I want to photograph them in like a little in a wrestling ring, so it makes it look like midget luchadors.
Now, I do like this base that Wolverine comes with, the severed Sentinel head.
That one is a special edition. It's like $15 more than the regular one.
So head
I think it's worth it to get that.
It comes with that Sentinel head and an extra face for his. I think it comes with an extra unmasked face.
Yeah, this one here, where he's like kind of gritting his teeth. He's got like the yeah.
For the one with the mask, you can take the mouth off and exchange their mouths.
Yeah, see right there. He's got the 3 different facial expressions. I guess they're interchangeable. Or no, I guess it's one piece for the. Yeah, it looks like it's one piece for the unmasked head.
But check this out. The price point is going to be just as much as Mezco's. They're going to be priced at $80. Ain't that right, T?
Yeah.
So you get half the figure.
It's 75 and 90 for the special edition Wolverine.
I mean, they do look neat, but it's like, we've been talking in our chat, kind of since T.
What you need, what you don't need, right?
Yeah, and talking about who really collect. Do any of you guys collect super deformed figures?
No,
I have a few.
No.
Somebody's buying all those Gundams they keep making.
I've one.
Loyal sub.
Man, Gundams are super popular.
I have some loyal subjects.
Yes, T-Man, we have seen your inbox.
Yeah. I got this little Voltron here. He was at a toy show, and I got him for next to nothing. And
see, I will buy that. I will actually buy that.
The reason I bought it is same here. And not only do these guys transform into the little lions.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
They also
snap.
They also have pilots.
Oh wow.
That is
so
I don't think I've ever seen the pilots.
Yeah, if I can get this thing open.
Well, let's see now. Transformers, if you watch TJ Kuma style, he does a lot of those super deformed base modes. Like there was a super deformed Metroplex, a super deformed Fort Max.
Oh yeah.
See, man, I got the Voltron pilots. You seen my pilots? I did a review on the pilots.
They're really tiny and unpainted.
He got.
Oh, not the pilots. He got no.
Yeah, they each the lion heads opens up and it's got a cockpit. And I just thought that was cool.
I kind of want that.
That's dope.
Did you paint up the pilots?
No, I leave my stuff stock. I mean,
that would look great with my Solo Chigokin Voltron.
Yeah,
I like it, man. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, I've got the SOC Voltron, and I've got the Playmates retro one that they came out with last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing I'll probably sell too, is the Playmates Voltron.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoy it, but it's just I don't have the space for it. It's in a bin, and I think that there's, I'd probably make my money back and then some. And I think there's somebody out there that'll enjoy it more. I've got the Soul Chigokin one. I don't need another one.
Okay.
Man, I hear that.
I hear ratchets.
Well, our last discussion topic, and then we'll wrap it up. There's rumors going around with Hasbro right now. I don't know if you guys have heard these, but everybody's known for the past. I think for as long as Hasbro's been in business, correct me if I'm wrong, they've been based out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and there was news that broke this week that they're potentially leaving Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The article says that the mayor has called for an immediate steps to keep Hasbro in the city. Nobody really knows what their plans are, and I was wondering what you guys thought about this.
Where are they trying to go?
It doesn't say where they're trying to go, just that they're potentially
Hawaii.
They might go to Japan.
Power Rangers cost them so much that they had to get a new, smaller building.
Woo! Ain't that something?
They're gonna take Mr. Potato Head with them.
Well, the only thing that the company said is that they're committed to delivering an updated, connected, and flexible workspace for all of their employees and find the right solution that will ultimately create the best corporate headquarters for them in the future. Now, I work for a corporation, and one of the things that they really stress for us is the ability to work remotely. And corporations do this because it makes the employees happy. It makes the footprint of the building is smaller. They don't need as much workspace. They don't need as much electricity. They don't need as much equipment. I know I happen to, I'm not going to name drop, but I do know a designer at Hasbro, and I do know that he lives in the Virginia area. So I wonder if, they're really just going to kind of like work as source designers and kind of,
Extra Zero, they're doing that so they can give us double jointed elbows before our female figure.
Damn it, you stole that. I was right about to say that.
That's why they're doing
that. Those Hasbro reps that are listening to our show who keeps wanting to steal my ideas, Raleigh, North Carolina's got some fantastic barbecue.
Yeah, there could be tax reasons too. Grimlock mentioned that in the chat.
Really, I think it's really a good idea, and for a couple of reasons. You should. I've never been to Rhode Island, so I don't know what type of space they're working out of. But definitely, if you want space, I think they should go to Texas for real. Like they're going to get a cheaper real estate there in Texas anyway. I think Texas is one of the states that has one of the cheapest real estates in the United States. They have so much land, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think it's a good move for the company and for the people working in the company.
So
and a lot of business, man.
Businesses do this all the time. Manufacturers do it all the time. They're basically playing chicken with the state to lower taxes is all it is. They just want better taxes.
Yeah, Rhode Island doesn't have a state tax neither.
That's Delaware. That's Delaware.
Oh, is it Delaware? Okay.
It's business taxes. Business taxes are all over the place. I mean, everyone knows like what everybody's sales taxes and income taxes and all that are, but like a lot of people don't know like what each state's business taxes are like.
And their incentives.
And exactly. And even whatever the business tax is in that state, the state will always make deals with certain companies like, hey, bring your manufacturing into our state, and we're going to give you this tax break. And they're seeing other manufacturers move into the area and they're getting tax breaks, and Hasbro's like, hey, we want tax breaks too. We're going to threaten to leave until you give us our tax break.
Or you can come to Raleigh, North Carolina, where I can tour your plant on my birthday every year.
Hey, I used to live down there close to Raleigh. I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina, man.
Oh.
So I would go to Sneed's Ferry. I would go to Fayette, Nam. I'll be all over North Carolina, man. I lived there for 7 years, bro.
Yeah, I live in Johnson County, so yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, absolutely you do.
I haven't told anybody yet that I'm Jewish.
I worked in New Bern at that Bosch plant facility in New Bern. That's where I worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of miss North Carolina, man.
We're here for you.
They said we're here for you.
So is that an invitation, Dave?
Sure.
That way I can get a full basement tour of that collection behind me, Dave.
Wait, is it even a basement, Dave? Is that?
No, I live in a ranch. I live in a ranch.
Yeah. I don't think there's too many houses. A buddy of mine lives in South Carolina. Is it the same in North Carolina? Not too many places have basements.
Only serial killers have them.
Oh,
right, Jeff?
I got
he ain't lying though. So you know he has one.
I consider that a personal attack since in the chat I'm like, I've been telling these guys like what I've been looking for in a home, and I'm like, a selling point is a finished basement.
T-Man in Joe's basement with a Thor replica hammer.
I miss my basement in Virginia. Me and my wife still own our house in Stafford, Virginia, and I miss that house tremendously. To move out of that basement was the death of me.
I have a question. Like, that's a hell of a move from Virginia to Hawaii. How did you get your collection there?
Actually, I moved from Virginia to California, and then from California we moved to Hawaii. But when my wife's still in the Marine Corps, so movers come in and they pack our stuff up. We just sit down on the floor and watch them pack our stuff up. But my collection, I pack my collection. No one touches my collection.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our tax dollars do not affect his collection.
No, actually,
I'd feel better if they did, actually.
So the Marine Corps basically paid to move all your belongings to Hawaii.
Yes, yeah. This is our fourth duty station, and every duty station we move to because it's the Marine Corps that wants us here. So they tell us where we need to be. So therefore, they have to move us. If you want us gone, you got to move us. So that's how the whole thing works.
I see, like, in a USAA commercial, it's like, we had to move, and I bet my Iron Man, but USAA was there.
Exactly. I mean, it's a relaxing feeling, man, because, we don't have to pay any money out of pocket because, it's just one of those situations that our armed forces do for our servicemen. So.
And they deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
Perk that you can get, they deserve it.
Absolutely. Is everybody
Who else can I kill with a geek thing?
Except for David, is everybody based out of the DMV?
Yeah, actually, Dave's the only one that's far away.
There's so much drama in the DMV. It's tough being Lutwack living in old NC.
But
I can't
Dave
stand
is from the DMV.
Traffic. Who's from DMV?
Dave's from DMV. You're from Virginia, right?
Okay.
Maryland, Rockville.
You're from Rockville. Okay.
Rockville.
Yeah.
We'll never go back there again to waste another year.
Rockville Pike. Yeah, fun stuff. That traffic in the DMV is nothing to laugh about. It's terrible. It's the worst. It's the worst traffic in America. I've seen traffic in California, seen traffic in Hawaii. The DMV is the worst by far. I've never seen nothing like that.
Hey, what do you guys call the speed limit on 495?
10.
Wishful thinking.
Dad joke.
There's a lot of nerds.
He bumps you out of your spot. He has the dad joke of the day.
Yeah, he does.
He bumps you right out of that spot.
Phew.
Is that it?
I think on that note, I think it's a good.
We're going to end on the dad joke? No way.
That's usually what happens.
We come in on a bad joke and go out on a bad joke.
Yeah. I guess so.
It's like a Wes Anderson movie.
Seems legit.
We got a better soundtrack.
We do. Well, actually, no. Normally we go out not on a bad joke, but we go out telling folks where we can be found. Starting with True Star Screamer.
Look at that segue. That smooth segue.
Very nice.
I try.
He just slides in like anyway. Only his girlfriend can really tell us that. But I digress. You can find me, of course, on Instagram.
Oh boy.
You can find me on Instagram at True Star Screamer, TRU, and I apologize. I have been absent as of late because of work kicking my tail. You can find me on the Facebooks as David Lutwack, my actual real name, and of course on PlayStation Network with True Star Screamer as well. I'll be on there playing some Soul Calibur, and every wait for it. Upcoming Thursday night here on the Figure Action Podcast.
Man, that would have been really embarrassing if he said Friday, and I would have been like,
Oh, no, hey, no,
David, no. I'll embarrass myself in other ways.
Mr. Joe Crab, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, JoeFigure83. You can find me on Facebook in the groups, Joe Crab. And again, soon I still don't have my Xbox Live up and running, but I will be on there. Joe_2131 when I do get it up and running.
Right on. Or I think we do need to do like a game night of some sort sometime.
Actually, you know what I wanted to do?
Dope.
Tonight I wanted to just prop like my phone up at the big screen playing Red Dead, And that way you guys wouldn't have accused me of looking like a serial killer because you wouldn't have noticed.
No, you'd be like that guy that got in trouble on YouTube where he was like tying up the suffragette and feeding her to alligators and stuff.
Oh yeah, I would do it.
Oh,
Joe, what are you doing? Why do you look? There's like a lustful look of murder in your eye. Like, she can't vote in this virtual world. Stop it.
Have I used? Yeah.
None of my victims have ever said that at all.
It's true.
Until now.
Where are your friends, Joe? Where are your friends who tell you the truth?
Display, Joe in Lex display room with the Toy World Devastator. That's mine. Turning everybody into a killer.
Oh, that's not blood. That's the Rusty version.
It's the Chase.
Yeah.
It's the rare Chase figure.
I can be found everywhere on the internet.
Nobody asked you.
For real? I was waiting for him to say that.
I'm getting sleepy.
All right. Well, Sleep Man 978.
Sleep Man.
Yeah, I can be found anywhere on the internet.
Can you be found on Rule 34?
Oh my God, he's gonna have to go look. He's got to check it now.
Hey, let me tell you, T-Man is getting so big, he's starting to just say, Google me.
Is that a euphemism?
That's what he's starting to say now. Just Google me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got 5-minute head start. Rule 34 him.
Anybody go on Pornhub?
I see the T-Man video on Pornhub.
He's like, look, they gave me money to put my reviews up there.
Look at all those Transformers in the background. I see that's T-Man. I know.
I just had to edit my size comparison.
According to my ex, she said in my earlier reviews I used to say a whole bunch of suggestive things and not realize.
Boy.
That's what you'll find over
tonight.
That's what you'll find is other toy hunts.
They could take all those clips and just put me on Pornhub saying suggestive stuff about toys.
Someone needs to do that. Someone needs to make like a master porn cut of all the reviews and just cut out all the suggestive comments. Put them together.
Unbelievable.
And it ends with there you go. There you are with that.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go with that.
Hey,
the money shot. There you go with that.
Done.
Now,
Parts will find you later. Zero will find you later. Just end it.
T, have you ever finished that way?
David's like, we're done here. We're done.
That's the thing, is somebody in this chat's probably like a hentai artist. And then we're gonna get like a picture on Rule 34. He just blowing his load on the rabbit.
You said someone in the chat. Fuck that. Someone on this panel, I'm sure.
Fuck that, because you all know I can draw.
Jordan.
It'll be like blowing a load on Judy Hopps. There you go.
Oh god.
Now Stephen Brett's saying T-Man can't catch a break, and he was before saying it was the roasted T-Man. Which is it?
Man.
Oh god.
Maybe we can get monetized by Pornhub.
Man, I'll be
I had to do this on the night I wasn't drinking.
Yeah, Pornhub. I just saw that they cut people's lawns for free. Pornhub.
They sure do. They did a good job too.
If you can shave your pubes, you can cut a lawn.
Really? There's no bush shaving jokes there? Come on, guys.
That's what I just said.
Come on.
You can trim some pubes, you can cut a lawn.
Hey, look, fellas, my wife is gone for 45 days, so don't judge me.
Starscreamer, don't act like you never trimmed some pubes. Come on, man.
Everybody has. Are you kidding me?
He means your own, by the way. Your own.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't do that.
You don't have to wait for Christmas to trim your tree.
Ew, that's nasty.
We hope.
Oh, that's nasty. That's
We will
nasty.
never
It's like the '60s down there.
I came here to talk about toys, and y'all talking about cutting your pubes.
Y'all talking about pubes? What kind of toy channel is that? I come here to learn about pube cutting.
Can I use future floor polish to wax my booty hole?
Figure action.
Oh God.
Yeah, we bringing the action to the figures, baby.
Matt, where can we find you?
Absolutely nowhere.
You can find him burying his face in his palms.
He says, "I am in no way associated with this."
We'd like to announce our spin-off chat group. Spin-off. I'm done.
Our spin out of control pack.
I'm type Partsformer in all the things. You'll find me.
Oh
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
George,
you can find me on Instagram. You can @plastic_addict81, or you can find me on YouTube, Plastic Addict, just lowercase, all lowercase, or capital P Addict. And then you can also find me on Facebook. My name is George Johnson. If you plug my name in, I swear I will look at your profile. If you don't look right, I will not accept you.
That's why you didn't accept me.
I swear to God, you better have a human picture too. If you don't have a human picture, I'm not accepting you.
What if it's their dog?
So if you're a furry, change back to your real picture, and then after you friend him, put him in for.
There you go. There you go. You're too smart.
And if you guys have found Extra Zero anywhere, you need Jesus.
Well, I don't want anybody to find me in the true Starscreamer way where I've been murdered in someone's toy room. But you can find me here every
With
Thursday night. Yes, with the Unicron, God. You can find me here every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Pacific Time. You can find me on Instagram as Extra Zero. You can find me on Twitter at The Original Zero, where I tend to be most active. You can find me in the Facebook groups as James Jordan. And of course, you can also find me on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live as Extra Zero. I've been trying to play Soul Calibur 6. I've been trying to play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Man,
but
that
of course,
doesn't work out so well.
It doesn't work out so when you're in the middle of buying a house or trying to buy a house.
You ain't never lied.
No, sir. But want to give a very special thanks to Plastic Addict for joining us tonight. This has been a hugely fun show.
Absolutely fun. Absolutely fun.
So I've had a great time tonight. I hope you guys have too. And of course, if you guys want to listen to us, you can do so here live on YouTube Thursdays at 9. You can listen to our previous shows on YouTube as well. Check us out on Podbean. Check us out on the iTunes and the Google Play Store. You can listen to us offline, completely free. Again, we want to thank you. We hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again next week.
Bye.
Peace out.